Back to night baseball at Classic Park as the Lake County Captains return to their regular 6:30 start time for first pitch against the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. After back-to-back morning games, the Captains welcome in another foe from the state of Wisconsin. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Beloit Snappers and now face the Timber Rattlers, the Class A affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. Andrew Luftglass here with you for the Captains warm-up show, taking you up until our 6:30 first pitch for Game 1 of this 3-game set. The Captains 13-9 and 8.5 games out of first place in the Eastern Division. The Timber Rattlers at 14-16. They're only 3 games behind Western Division leading Kane County and Cedar Rapids, who are tied for the top spot in the West. The Captains send Justin Garza to the hill, making his second start. They'll both be against Western Division opponents. He beat Quad Cities last time in Iowa. And as for Wisconsin, they'll send to the hill the right-hander Zach Brown. A late pitching change for the Timber Rattlers. They were originally scheduled to start Jordan Desguin. He'll now be the back end of the piggyback tandem behind Brown. More on the starting pitchers later in the Captains warm-up show, but when we come back, we'll sit down with the newest captain, a Northeast Ohio native, Mitch Longo. We'll take you around the Midwest League scoreboard and the Indians report. It's coming up next on the Captains warm-up show. Time for our Captains conversation on today's Captains warm-up show. It is with the newest Lake County captain. He's a Northeast Ohio native who was a 2-time All-Ohio Player of the Year selection in Mayfield, his hometown. He went to Ohio University, played for the Bobcats before the Indians drafted him in the 14th round last year, now playing for the organization that he grew up rooting for. We had a chance to sit down with Mitch Longo pregame. Mitch Longo with us on today's Captains warm-up show. He is, of course, a Northeast Ohioan and lives about 8 minutes away in Gates Mills. Went to Mayfield High School. How you doing, Mitch?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It must be fun to be home, huh?
Oh, I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this day for quite some time throughout my injury process. I'm really happy to be home and looking forward to contributing here.
What was the injury and how's the recovery been?
First day of spring training, I broke my hamate hook in my right hand. And I'm about 8 weeks in right now, and I'm looking forward to be back.
So you're with an Indians affiliate in the Indians organization. You grew up rooting for the tribe. Take me through draft day for you.
Draft day, the whole 3 days were kind of stressful. That didn't quite go the way I wanted to. Originally, at first, I thought I would go a little bit earlier. I was actually in Columbus watching my younger brother Jack's Mizuno All-Ohio State honors game, and I was actually en route to his game with my dad following me to the Ohio State baseball field, and I got a call from Jimmy Melendez, the area scout for the tribe, and he said that they took me in the 14th round, and me and my dad pulled over, hugged it out, cried a little bit, and you know, it's my hometown team, so I wouldn't have it any other way.
Do you have any memories growing up rooting for the Indians and thinking about maybe one day playing for them?
Oh yeah, I mean it's always been my lifelong dream to play for the Indians. I remember watching Kenny Lofton and Robbie Alomar and Jim Thome and all the Indians greats, and growing up and going to the games at all the fields. And I remember when Progressive was the Jake. That's when I was youngest. I remember that the most. And just watching the day games there and night games and thinking about how incredible it would be to play there. And I mean, it's something I still think about, and that's the end goal.
Your first trip to Goodyear, Arizona, what was that like at spring training?
It was nice. I mean, I never really experienced dry heat before prior to Arizona. Definitely something different. However, I prefer Ohio weather right now than out there. It was 100 last week, so this cool breeze is real nice.
So you went to Ohio University and had a real successful career there. 2015, probably the marquee season for you. MAC Player of the Year, the second player in Bobcat history to do that, and then the MAC Championship. What was that year like for you and for your teammates?
It was one of the most fun years I've had playing baseball. Me and those guys, my freshman year, the year prior to that, we struggled. We only won 11 games and kind of took it upon ourselves to not let that happen again and just kind of leave it all in the field and really have fun playing again, play for each other. And that's something that meant a lot to me, and it was a big milestone in my career. And I mean, the stats and the games won that we had that year it speaks for itself.
Can you take me through that MAC championship and what that experience was like winning the title?
we kind of went in there. We were picked to finish last in the MAC, and then we had a pretty solid conference play, and we kind of came in there with a chip on our shoulder, thinking we had something to prove, and we ended up going undefeated. And every game had some big moment in them. Like our first game, we won by 4 runs. Second game, we had 3 home runs in the top of the 11th. Semifinal game, our pitcher threw a no-hitter first in MAC history, and then we beat Ball State in the championship. So it was something pretty important to me and special.
MAC Player of the Year, as we mentioned, the second player in Ohio University history to do that. What does that mean to you to be just the second guy in that program to do that? And I guess talking to guys at the program, what did it mean to have that title as a team and an individual kind of in the trophy case over at Ohio?
It's something very special to me. We also had the pitcher of the year that year too, and Logan Kozar got drafted by the Rockies. But I mean, I couldn't have done it without my teammates putting me in positions to put up those numbers. And us winning games and having a lineup to where they couldn't really pitch around me was something pretty important to me as well.
I'm going to do this.
Last thing for you, Mitch. You're here at Classic Park, East Lake, Ohio. Like we said, 8 minutes away from where you live in Gates Mills, and obviously your family's nearby in Northeast Ohio. You got your folks, your family in attendance today?
My dad's actually out of town, and I'm not in the lineup tonight, so I don't think they'll have my immediate family here, but I'm sure there'll be some people in the stands. I got a bunch of text messages and phone calls asking for tickets, so hopefully I'll be able to provide those here soon, and they'll see me when I'm in the lineup tomorrow. So
we'll listen for the cheers and the whistles when you come up. Thanks, Mitch.
Awesome. Thank you.
Our thanks to Mitch for joining us on the Captain's Warm-Up Show. And now it's time to turn our attention to the out-of-town scoreboards, starting with the Midwest League scoreboard, which is presented by Lake Health. We get it. For more information, visit lakehealth.org. Around the Midwest League today, a whole bunch of series starting. East against West still. Quad Cities at Dayton at 7 o'clock. Beloit is at Fort Wayne at 7:05. Great Lakes at Clinton at 7:30. Lansing on the road in Kane County at 7:30 as well. South Bend at Peoria at 7:30 Eastern. Burlington hosts the West Michigan Whitecaps at 7:30. And the late game at 7:35, Cedar Rapids at Bowling Green. On to the Indians report, taking you around the Tribe organization that is presented by Lake Erie College. Join the tradition. The Indians coming off a tough 8-7 loss against the Blue Jays yesterday in the rubber game of the series. They start a new series back at home at Progressive Field, but not until tomorrow. A day off today for the Tribe. They are up against the Minnesota Twins tomorrow at 7:10. Josh Tomlin, the former captain, will go up against Irvin Santana for Minnesota. Today, around the minor league circuit, AAA Columbus already got their game in this morning. Ryan Merritt picking up his third win and Sean Armstrong his third save in a 3-1 victory for the Clippers on the road in Durham. A 10:35 a.m. first pitch down in Durham. AA Akron on the road in Binghamton today. Former captain Luis Lugo will get the ball at 6:35 for the Rubber Ducks against the Rumble Ponies, the AA affiliate of the Mets. High A Lynchburg at home again against the Carolina Mudcats, a 6:30 first pitch. Xiaoqing Chang expected to get the ball for Lynchburg today. The 23-year-old Taiwanese right-hander has had a terrific year. After coming off a solid season with the Captains, he has been even better at High Class A. 4-1, a 1.83 earned run average for Chang in 5 starts. This will be his 6th today against the Mudcats, as both High A and Low A square off against Brewers affiliates. The Captains against the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers today. First pitch at 6:30 between the Captains and Wisconsin to open a 3-game series. When we come back, starting pitching matchup and the starting lineups from Classic Park. Into our last segment of the Captain's Warm-Up Show, which means it's time to take a look at the starting pitchers for tonight's ball game between the Lake County Captains and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. The starting pitching matchup presented by 2 Men and a Truck. Think about the last time you moved. Remember how you said you'd never do it alone again? Next time, call us at 2 Men and a Truck. We're local and affordable and can help at a price that won't make you wish you did it on your own. When you're ready, check us out online for home or business at 2menandatruckcleveland.com. 2 Men and a Truck, movers who care. First, the starting pitcher for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, Class A affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. They'll send to the hill the right-hander Zach Brown. He is out of the University of Kentucky and a fifth-round pick of the Brewers last year. He's only made one start. It was on opening day for the Timber Rattlers and went 4 innings, allowing 3 runs in a loss to the River Bandits. Since then, he wasn't moved to the DL, but effectively was. He was transferred to the Helena Brewers roster in the rookie-level Pioneer League. Helena doesn't start until June, so basically a DL move for Brown, and now he is back. The Captains will send to the mound the right-hander Justin Garza. He started the year as the back end of the piggyback tandem behind Brady Aiken. Now he's in the rotation, 1-0 overall, a 4.87 earned run average. Got his first start of the year last time out at Quad Cities, and it was the first time since his Tommy John surgery in 2015 that he was able to really stretch it out. Went 5, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, and the Captains beat Quad Cities 13-3. Garza, the 23-year-old out of Cal State Fullerton, making his second start, his 7th appearance of the 2017 season. Well, now let's look at the starting lineups that those pitchers will be facing. They are presented by Lakeland Community College. Opportunity starts here. Save thousands at Lakeland while earning a degree, receiving job training, or building your career. Or start at Lakeland and transfer credits. Lakeland is quality education you can afford. Visit lakelandcc.edu. Well, we'll start with the starting lineup for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. The Class A affiliate of the Brewers, they are managed by Matt Erickson. And a whole lot of top prospects in this starting 9 for Erickson's Timber Rattlers. They'll lead off with Demi Arimaloy, the number 24 prospect in the organization. He's leading off in right field. Mario Feliciano, the number 23 prospect, is the catcher batting second. Tucker Newhouse, the second baseman, bats third. He's followed by the center fielder Monte Harrison, who checks in at number 22 on the Brewers' top 30. In the 5 spot, Ryan Aguilar, he's the first baseman. In the 6 spot, the DH, Ronnie Gideon. Batting 7th, Jonathan Okendo, he's the third baseman. At the shortstop spot is Gilbert Lara, and he will bat 8th. Batting 9th, the left fielder, Jonangel Segovia. So Segovia to bat 9th and play left field for Matt Erickson and the Timber Rattlers. The Captains, the Class A affiliate of the Cleveland Indians, managed by Larry Day. And here's the starting line for LD and the Captains. Trenton Brooks leads things off in left field, batting second, the second baseman Alexis Pantoja. In the 3 spot, the catcher Logan Ice, batting cleanup, the DH Lee Jen Chu. In the 5 spot, the shortstop Luke Wakamatsu. He's been hitting real well lately on a 6-game hitting streak. Batting 7th, the first baseman, switch hitter Juan de la Cruz. Batting 8th, the third baseman Yormer Rodriguez. And rounding things out, the number 9 hitter and center fielder Todd Isaacs. The Captains and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers right around the corner from Classic Park. So we'll step aside, and when we come back, first pitch time from East Lake.